distress call definitely came from one of the solar systems in this sector, Captain.
Can you pinpoint it any closer, Lieutenant?
Negative. It was so badly garbled, all we got was the name Constellation. Then we lost it.
Sir, we're now within the limits of system L370, but I can't seem to locate...
Captain, sensors show this entire solar system has been destroyed. Nothing left but rubble and asteroids.
That's incredible. The star in this system is still intact. Only a nova could destroy like that.
Nonetheless, Captain, sensors show nothing but debris where we charted 7 planets last year.
Continue your search pattern.
Aye, sir. Limits of system L374, sir. Scanners show the same evidence of destruction.
Every solar system in this sector blasted to rubble. Still no sign of the Constellation. Matt Decker's in command. What could have happened to him?
Captain, the 2 innermost planets of this system appear to be intact.
Sir, I'm picking up a ship's disaster beacon.
Try to raise it, Lieutenant.
Have it on the sensors, Captain. By configuration, a starship. Stopped in space, she appears to be drifting.
No answer, Captain. All I get is the automatic beacon.
Sensors not recording normal energy output.
Approach course, Mr. Sulu. It's the Constellation. Look at that.
She may have been wrecked by whatever destroyed these solar systems.
She was attacked. Red alert, red alert, man your battle stations.
Red alert, man your battle stations.
Very good. Initiate full census scan of the immediate area for any other vessel. Lieutenant Palmer.
I can't raise the Constellation, sir. I'm still getting the distress beacon, but there's heavy subspace interference. It's almost blocking the signal.
Keep trying. Mr. Spock, full evaluation of the damage to the Constellation.
All power plants dead. Reserve energy banks operative at a very low power level.
Life support systems?
Also operative at a low power level. The entire bridge is damaged and uninhabitable. The rest of the ship seems able to sustain life.
Radiation levels?
Normal, but subspace interference makes readings difficult.
No other vessels in the area, Captain. All scanners show clear.
All hands go to yellow alert. Stand by battle stations. Stand by battle stations. Lieutenant, have Dr. McCoy, Mr. Scott, and a damage control party report to me in the transporter room.
Aye, sir.
We're going to board her. Mr. Spock, you're in command.
Acknowledged.
Radiation level normal. Atmospheric pressure 11 pounds per square inch.
Filtration systems are out, sir.
The whole communication system looks to be shutting out too, sir.
Connie, check the phaser banks, see if they've been fired. Bones, you come with me.
Come along, lad.
No clutter, no half-empty cups of coffee. Whatever happened didn't happen without a warning. What do you think did it, sir?
I don't know, lad. But I want a full structural and control damage check. And I'm going to have a look at those engines.
Crew wasn't abducted, they just left. Kirk to Enterprise.
Enterprise, Spock here.
No survivors. No bodies either. Is it possible they were beamed down to one of the 2 planets?
Improbable, Captain. The surface temperature of the inner planet is that of molten lead. The other has an atmosphere poisonous to human life.
We'll continue our search, Kirk out. Matt. It's Jim Kirk.
Commodore Decker?
Matt.
Kirk. It's Jim Kirk.
What happened to your ship, Matt?
A ship attacked that thing.
What thing? What was it? Answer me.
Tried to contact Starfleet. No one heard. No one. We couldn't run.
What happened to your crew?
Oh, I had to beam them down. Oh, we were dead. No power, phasers, useless. I stayed behind. Last man, captain, last man aboard the ship. That's what you're supposed to do, isn't it? And then it hit again, and the transporter went out. There they were down there, and I'm up here.
What hit? What attacked you?
There's no devil, Jim. But there is right out of hell. I saw it.
Matt, where's your crew?
On the third planet.
There is no third planet.
Don't you think I know that? There was, but not anymore.
Go.
We made a complete check on structural and control damage, sir. As far as we can tell, something crashed through the deflectors and knocked out the generators. Somehow, the antimatter in the warp drive pods has been deactivated.
Deactivated. Scotty, could some kind of general energy dampening field do that? And would the same type of thing account for the heavy subspace interference?
Aye, that all adds up. But what sort of a thing could do all that?
If you'd seen it, you'd know the whole thing's a weapon. It must be.
What does it look like?
Well, it's miles long, with a maw that could swallow a dozen starships. It destroys planets, chops them into rubble.
Well, what is it? An alien ship, or is it alive, or is it...
Both, or neither, I don't know.
Bones? Did you ever hear of a Doomsday machine?
No, I'm a doctor, not a mechanic.
It's a weapon built primarily as a bluff. It's never meant to be used. So strong it could destroy both sides in a war. Something like the old H-bomb was supposed to be. That's what I think this is. A Doomsday machine that somebody used in a war uncounted years ago. They don't exist anymore, but the machine is still destroying.
Oh, forget about your theories. That thing is on the way to the heart of our galaxy. What are you going to do about it?
Take it easy.
First thing we're going to do is get you back to the Enterprise. Oh, no, I stay here. I'm not leaving my ship.
There's no ship to leave. It's a dead hulk. We'll take her in tow. I'll stay on board and get her ready. You go back to the Enterprise with the doctor and let him help you.
Up on us fast, Captain, but we seem able to maintain our distance.
Flying here, what's it look like?
Looks very much like Commodore Decker's Planet Killer. And it is pursuing us.
Minus 20 seconds and counting. T minus 15, 14, 13, T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We've gone for main engine start. We have main engine start.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. More maneuverable, but it is gaining on us. Sensors indicate some kind of total conversion drive. No evidence of life. Subspace interference level incredibly high.
Whatever it is, we can't let it go beyond us to the next solar system. We have to stop it. If it's a robot, what are the chances of deactivating?
I would say none, Captain. The energy generated by our power nacelles seems to attract it. I doubt we could maneuver close enough without drawing a direct attack upon ourselves. I also believe the nature of this machine precludes the possibility of easy access to its control mechanisms.
It's closing on us, Mr. Spock.
Closing, Captain.
All right, lower your deflector screens long enough to beam us aboard.
Acknowledged. Transporter room. Stand by to beam landing party aboard.
Ready to beam, sir.
Action, Mr. Sulu. Damage report, all stations.
Mr. Spock, the transporter's out.
Effect repairs. Captain Kirk, come in, please. Kirk here. Captain, we've been attacked. Transporter is damaged. We're taking evasive action.
Mr. Spock, communications damage. We're unable to override interference.
Damage in communications, Captain. Interference will be...
Spock. Spock, come in, Spock. Spock. We're stuck. Blind and deaf.
And paralyzed, no power.
Well, we just can't stand around while our ship is being attacked. Scotty, you've got to get me some maneuvering power.
I can't repair warp drive without a space dock.
Then get me impulse power, half speed, quarter speed, anything. If we can get this Hulk moving, maybe we can do something.
Aye. The impulse engines are still in fair shape. I might coax them.
Then get moving.
Come along.
No casualties, Mr. Spock. How are we doing?
We have outrun it, Doctor.
Status report.
Impulse and warp engines operative. Transporter and communications under repair. Random chance seems to have operated in our favor.
In plain non-Vulcan English, we've been lucky.
I believe I said that, Doctor.
It's veering off. Back on course for the next solar system. The Rigel colony, sir.
Evidently programmed to ignore anything as small as a ship beyond a certain radius. We'll maintain a discreet distance and circle back to pick up the captain.
You can't let that thing reach Rigel. Why, millions of innocent people would die.
I am aware of the Rigel system's population, Commodore, but we are only one ship. Our deflector shields are strained. Our subspace transmitter is useless. Logically, our primary duty is to survive in order to warn Starfleet Command.
Our primary duty is to maintain life and the safety of Federation planets. Do you deny that?
Sulu, you will lay in an evasive course back to the Constellation.
Aye, aye, sir.
Belay that last order, helmsman. 180-degree turn, hard about. We're going to attack.
You will carry out my last order, Mr. Sulu.
Mr. Spock, I am officially notifying you that I am exercising my option under regulations as a Starfleet Commodore and that I am assuming command of the Enterprise.
You have the right to do so, but I would advise against it.
That thing must be destroyed.
You tried to destroy it once before, Commodore. The result was a wrecked ship and a dead crew.
I made a mistake then. We were too far away. This time I'm going to hit it with full phasers at point-blank range.
Sensors show the object's hull is solid neutronium. A single ship cannot combat it.
Mr. Spock, that will be all. You have been relieved of command. Don't force me to relieve you of duty as well.
You can't let him do this.
Doctor, you are out of line.
So are you, sir. Well, Spock?
Unfortunately, Starfleet Order 104, Section B leaves me no alternative. Paragraph 1A clearly states...
To blazes with regulations. You can't let him take command when you know he's wrong.
If you can certify Commodore Decker medically or psychologically unfit for command, I can relieve him under Section C.
I'll certify that right now.
Will also be asked to produce your medical records to prove it.
Now, you know I haven't had time to run an examination on him.
Then your statement would not be considered valid.
You may leave the bridge, Doctor.
Well, what about the captain? We can't leave...
Doctor, you may leave the bridge.
Spock? Do something!
Mr. Spock knows his duty under regulations, Doctor. Do you? Hard about, helmsman. Course 32 degrees Mark 10. Deflectors at full power. Ready, main phaser banks.
Aye, aye, sir.
Captain, the impulse engine's control circuits are fused solid.
What about the warp drive control circuits?
Aye, we can cross-connect the controls, but it'd make the ship almost impossible for one man to handle.
Worry about your miracle, Scotty. I'll worry about mine. Get to work.
Aye, sir.
Closing fast.
Deflector shields at full power. They can't take much more of this.
Helmsman, hold your course. Stand by all phaser banks.
Aye, aye, sir.
Deflector is holding, but weakening. We must retreat, Commodore. The energy drain...
I'm in command here, Mr. Spock. Maintain your course, helmsman. Get us in closer.
Ready to give it a try? Just 1 minute.
Scotty, how you doing?
Controls are all hooked up, sir. We should have some power for you soon.
Try it now, Captain.
Yes, I think. The tunnel's going now.
Just
blast off.
Commodore, I urgently recommend immediate withdrawal.
Recommendation noted. Maintain course. Fire!
Correct Enterprise, come in. Mr. Spock, come in. Correct Enterprise. Scotty, where's that power?
Coming, sir. If I push these impulse engines too hard in the condition they're in, they'll blow apart.
Washburn, get down to engineering. Assist Mr. Scott.
Aye, sir.
Scotty, push it right to the edge. This ship has got to maneuver.
Aye, sir.
Sir, deflector shields are gone.
Sir, Deck 7 reports power failure in main energizers. Implementing emergency procedures, sir. Severe casualties reported on Decks 3 and 4. Damage control party sealing off interhull rupture.
It has ceased fire. We're being held in a tractor beam. We're being pulled inside, Commodore. You must veer off.
Maintain phaser fire, helmsman.
We have lost warp power. If we don't break the tractor beam within 60 seconds, we never will.
But don't you understand? We've got to destroy it!
That, sir, is illogical. It is suicide. Attempted suicide would be proof that you are psychologically unfit for command. If you don't veer off, I shall relieve you on that basis.
They're off.
Emergency impulse power.
We can't break loose.
We need more power.
We haven't got it. We're being pulled inside.
Scotty, give me that power.
You've got it, Captain. Just enough to move us. I can do better.
That'll do. Full ahead, Mr. Scott.
Recharged.
Scotty, just earned your pay for the week. Stand by. Fire phasers.
We're loose, Commodore.
Good boy, Jim. Between the two of us, we'll kill that thing.
Mr. Scott, it worked. Great. I think it's great. Scotty, get us out of here.
It's closing fast on the Constellation.
Standing by, sir.
Commodore, I suggest...
Kirk pulled us out of there by distracting it. Now it's our turn. Fire phasers. Did it. Hard about. Give me some distance.
We've pierced the interference locally.
Can you raise Starfleet?
No, sir, but I've got ship-to-ship communications back. Picking up Captain Kirk.
On audio, Lieutenant.
Enterprise.
Enterprise, come in. Mr. Spock, I am still in command, and I will speak for this ship. Enterprise to Kirk. Commodore Decker speaking.
Matt, what's going on? Give me Mr. Spock.
I'm in command here, Jim.
What happened to Spock?
Nothing. I assumed command according to regulations. Since your first officer was reluctant to take aggressive action against the...
I mean, you're the lunatic who's responsible for almost destroying my ship?
You are speaking to a senior officer, Kirk.
Give me Spock.
I told you I am in command here, according to every rule in the book, Captain. If you have anything to say at all, you will say it to me.
There's only one thing I want to say to you, Commodore. Get my ship out of there. Mr. Spock, ship status.
Down here.
Warp drive out. Deflector shields down. Transporter under repair. We are on emergency impulse power.
How long to repair warp drive?
At least one solar day. At our present rate of consumption, we'll exhaust our impulse power long before then.
It's gaining on us, sir.
Take evasive action, Mr. Sulu.
I told you I am in command here, and I will give the orders, Captain. We are going to turn and attack.
Not with my ship, you don't. Mr. Spock, relieve Commodore Decker immediately. That's a direct order.
You can't relieve me, and you know it. According to regulations...
Blast regulations. Mr. Spock, I order you to assume command on my personal authority as captain of the Enterprise.
Commodore Decker, you are relieved of command.
I don't recognize your authority to relieve me.
You may file a formal protest with Starfleet Command, assuming we survive to reach a star base. You are relieved. Commodore, I do not wish to place you under arrest.
You wouldn't dare. You're bluffing.
Vulcans never bluff.
No. No, I don't suppose that they do. Very well, Mr. Spock. The bridge is yours.
Captain, I have assumed command.
Good.
One moment, sir. Commodore, I believe you are scheduled for medical examination. Mr. Montgomery.
Sir.
You will accompany the Commodore to sickbay.
Aye, sir. Commodore?
Mr. Sulu, change course, 70, Mark 21.
Mark 21, sir.
Captain, we are taking an evasive course back to you. We will try to stay ahead of the object until we can transport you aboard.
Fine. Just make sure you stay ahead of it.
Mr. Spock, someone's opening the shuttlecraft bay doors.
Shut them, Mr. Sulu.
It's too late, sir.
Kirk Enterprise, why are you launching a shuttlecraft?
Whoever it is, Captain, has no authorization. Lieutenant, raise the shuttlecraft.
Enterprise to shuttlecraft. Come in, shuttlecraft. Enterprise to shuttlecraft. Come in, shuttlecraft. Come in, shuttlecraft.
Shuttlecraft to Enterprise. Decker here.
Commodore, I must insist that you return to the ship.
You said it yourself, Spock. There is no way to blast through the hull of that machine, so I'm gonna take this thing right down its throat.
This is Kirk. Matt, you'll be killed.
I've been prepared for death ever since I killed my crew.
No one expects you to die for an error in judgment.
The commander is responsible for the lives of his crew and for their deaths. Well, I should have died with mine.
You cannot succeed, Commodore. Your only logical alternative is to return to the ship.
Matt, listen to me. You can't throw your life away like this. Matt, you're a starship commander. That makes you a valuable commodity. We need you. Your experience, your judgment. Matt! We're stronger with you than without you.
Constellation, come in, please. Captain Kirk, come in, please.
Kirk here.
Sir, may I offer my condolences on the death of your friend? It is most regrettable.
It's regrettable that he died for nothing.
Mr. Spock, sensors indicate a minute drop in the machine's power emanations. Do you think the shuttlecraft explosion might have done some damage?
What about that, Spock? Is it possible?
Drop in power is definite, Captain, but negligible. The object is still pursuing us, thereby causing us to drain our power reserve at a much greater rate.
Mr. Spock, the transporter is now operational.
Transporter operational, Captain. Shall we beam you aboard?
Negative. Mr. Scott and I will stay here, but beam the damage control party aboard.
Captain, there is little to be gained by staying aboard the Constellation.
Except possibly the destruction of that thing out there. Carry out your orders, Mr. Spock.
Acknowledged. Transporter room. Beam damage control party aboard.
Aye, aye, sir. Spock, listen. Maybe Matt Decker didn't die for nothing. He had the right idea, but not enough power to do it. Am I correct in assuming that a fusion explosion of 97 megatons will result if a Starship impulse engine is overloaded?
No, sir. 97.835 megatons.
97.8. Will it be powerful enough to destroy that thing out there?
Negative, Captain. Its hull is pure neutronium. There is no known way of blasting through it.
Not through it, Spock. From inside it. Enough.
Insufficient data. I shall try to take further sensor readings.
Do the best you can and make it fast. Kirk to Scott.
Yes, sir. The damage control party just beamed back to the Enterprise.
Good. Scotty, can you set the ship's impulse engines to overload?
Aye. The shape this thing's in, it's hard to keep it from blowing.
I want you to rig a 30-second delayed detonation device and rig it so that it can be blown from up here.
Aye, sir.
Set it and get up here as fast as you can.
Right away.
Captain? The object's neutronium hull makes sensor readings of the inner mechanism impossible.
Spock, you don't know.
Correct. Captain, you're getting dangerously close to the planet killer.
I intend to get a lot closer. I'm gonna ram her right down that thing's throat.
you'll be killed. Just like Decker.
No, I don't intend to die, Mr. Spark. We've rigged a delayed detonation device. You'll have 30 seconds to beam me aboard the Enterprise before the Constellation's impulse engines blow.
Your chances of survival are not promising. We don't even know if the explosion will be powerful enough.
A calculated risk, Mr. Spock.
There's another factor, Captain. The transporter is not working at 100% efficiency. 30 seconds is very slim timing.
A chance I'll have to take, Kirk out.
A cranky transporter's a mighty finicky piece of machinery to be gambling your life on, sir.
What about the detonator?
Oh, I've linked it in with the impulse control system. It's armed now. Press this one. 30 seconds later, poof. Once it's activated, there's no way to stop it.
Understood. Mr. Spock, prepare to beam Scotty on board.
Transporter, stand by.
Good luck, Captain.
Thank you.
What's the matter with that thing?
It's a power drain somewhere, sir. I almost lost you.
It'll never work like this. It's the main junction circuitry. I'll get it.
Bridge, transporter malfunction.
Transporter is out, Captain. You'll have to stand by.
I can't. Power level's dropping too fast. You'd better hurry.
Acknowledged. Mr. Scott, speed is of the essence.
He's 2,000 miles from the planet to him, closing fast.
Bridge, transporter operational. But this jury rigging won't last for long. He's got to come off now. I'll stand by here.
1,500 miles in closing.
Captain, transporter operational, but just barely.
Prepare to beam me aboard on my signal.
Miles in closing.
Transporter, stand by.
Steady by, sir. Miles in closing.
Beam me aboard.
Energize.
Energizing. Bridge, it's shorted out again. Oh, gosh, it's
Gentlemen, beam me aboard.
We can't, Captain. Transporter is out again. Mr. Scott, 20 seconds to detonation. Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott. Try inverse phasing.
50, 40, 30.
Gentlemen, I suggest you beam me aboard.
10, 9, 8,
Mr. Scott.
6,
Fire now, Mr. Kyle.
5, 4. Bridge, we got him through.
Energy output 0. Radiation level normal. Welcome aboard, Captain. Sensors show all energy sources deactivated. It's quite dead.
Mr. Sulu, ease us back to minimum headway. Conserve power as much as possible. Lieutenant Palmer, tell Mr. Scott to expedite repairs on the warp drive. Poor Matt. He gave his life in an attempt to save others. Not the worst way to go.
Indeed, Captain. I presume your log will show that Commodore Decker died in the line of duty.
Indeed it shall, Mr. Spot. Ironic, isn't it? Way back in the 20th century, the H-bomb was the ultimate weapon, their doomsday machine. And we used something like it to destroy another doomsday machine. Probably the first time such a weapon has ever been used for constructive purposes.
Appropriate, Captain. However, I can't help wondering if there are any more of those weapons wandering around the universe.
Well, I certainly hope not. I found one quite sufficient.
The disturbed Commodore Decker was played by character actor William Wyndham, quite a familiar face to television audiences of the 1960s and 70s. Remember The Farmer's Daughter and My World and Welcome to It?
Doomsday Machine, because William Wyndham was in it, and he's one of the best character actors in the business. You know, terrific guy.
You're the lunatic who's responsible for almost destroying my ship?
Mark Daniels was our director. I got along very well with him. And in the, quote, pivotal scene of me going bananas, he said, Bill, I don't know what the hell to do with this. Turn the chair around, sit in it, look into the lens, and I'm going to go have a smoke.
Attack that thing.
Help yourself. Isn't that a nice director?
They say there's no devil, Jim. But there is. Right out of hell, I saw it.
So they cut up what they needed, and that's the show. Oh, how did you do that? Oh, my goodness. It was scattergun. Shoot it all. You know, you gave them, what, 11 minutes, and they used 1.5.